819 days on new halving. Fear great index is at 33%, which is fear, and Bitcoin is currently trading at a 41.5k. Finally, we are having some pretty significant pumps, especially on a previous daily candle. We had a breakout out of the downtrend resistance channel, also out of the 40k, and we had pretty nice confirmation there on a daily candle. And the current 50 to 100 MA is obviously above, but the current 50 moving average currently sitting at 43k, which is the previous uptrend support, which became the current uptrend resistance. So pretty close to this area. But again, on a daily time frame, 44k is a pretty significant resistance for us to break, to have a reversal for a mid-term, and obviously for the short term currently we are looking bullish. So on the daily time frame, MACD green phase, pretty big one. RSI is currently neutralish, volume average. On a weekly time frame, MACD in a red phase, but there's some pretty significant curves finally starting to happen. One of the reasons is the current pump, but yeah, finally some curves. Volume average, RSI neutralish. Also, the current resistance for the weekly time frame would be 43k, so kind of closer than a daily time frame. And on a monthly time frame, current resistance would be 43.8k, which is again not that far away. On a monthly time frame, MACD red phase, RSI kind of neutralish, more to the overbought side. And volume is kind of average on a monthly time frame, nothing significant. And also Ethereum, BNB had a pumps, pretty major altcoins had also a pump following the Bitcoin pump. BTC dominance currently sitting at a 42%, nothing significant there is happening. So yeah, that's pretty much all TA for today. Let's move on to the news. Today we got some lot of news, and the first news are coming from US lawmaker, which he says crypto assets are here to stay and diversified portfolio should have crypto exposure there, which is pretty bullish. Also, Bank of England hikes bank rate to 0.5% from 0.25 obviously. The reason why they hiking the current rate is obviously to curb the current inflation that is happening pretty much all over the world. And the current inflation rate for the US on a December candle was 7%, and the current consensus actually for January is 7.3. It used to be 7.1, now it's 7.3, and forecast is obviously 7.1. But if actually we're gonna have 7.3 in January in the next week, there's gonna be the data on January inflation rate. So probably in the March, in the next Fed meeting in US, we're gonna have probably some spikes in federal fund rate because the current Fed rate is 0.25, same as was in the UK, but as you can see, UK is already making some moves there. Also, 60k Indians petition government to lower crypto tax to avoid devastating impact. The current tax code on the crypto income is 30%. Maybe in the future it's gonna be lower, obviously hoping for that. Over 70,000 bears get liquidated for $270 million as a Bitcoin shoots by 10%, which was pretty much yesterday. Also, Congress introduces a radical crypto bill to unleash innovation as the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum suddenly soars, which obviously when crypto market is green, everybody's pretty positive about crypto, so that's pretty nice time to introduce some bills. And the current bill would be around crypto payments, crypto transactions under $200 to make them fully untaxable. That is called important step 4 by one congressman. Because for example, if you're using L2 to buy some things or to sell some things under $200, which obviously would be much better to pay no taxes on that one. Also, US Senator Ted Cruz bought as much as 50k Bitcoin during the latest crypto market meltdown, which was in the last 2 months. Obviously, more US lawmakers buying the dip, but I'm pretty sure he was extremely positive before and still pretty positive on the crypto. Also, La House sells first house in Colombia for Bitcoin, which is the Latin America real estate platform. So, as you can imagine, some use cases is now happening in Latin America. So yeah, that's pretty much all TA news for today. Obviously hoping for a nice nice bounce, continuation of current pump for the Bitcoin, and obviously 40k finally broken, and 47k resistance is pretty far away, but let's start with a 44k. Let's break the 44k, which is pretty significant resistance based on the January. Also uptrend resistance that we used to have like an uptrend support. Now it's an uptrend resistance. Also 50 moving average currently on a daily candle. So 44k should be a pretty significant resistance in this area. So yeah, to the moon.